Well, it's been a long time coming. We've all been waiting for the summer sale, for PSVR2 especially, and luckily a load of games from AAA to indie, from high quality to not so high quality, are on sale, and I'm here to tell you some of the games which I'd recommend on sale and what their sale price is. These are UK prices and the UK region, which also covers all of Europe, but I'm sure that most of these will be on the American stores as well, but the prices may vary a little bit. Before we jump in and take a look at the games that I'd recommend during this sale to pick up, I've got to say we have just hit 10,000 subs. If you'd like to support the channel, the easiest way to do so is by hitting that subscribe button, so feel free to do that. Anyway, 40 seconds into the video, look how speedy we are. Let's get into the sale for summer of PSVR2 and what you should be looking out for. Kicking us off, Resident Evil 4 is down to £26 here in the UK. I'd really recommend it at that price. It's one of my favourite PSVR2 games and got my PSVR2 Game of the Year last year for very good reason. Another AAA banger from the same series, Resi Village, is 60% off at the low price of £14. That's absolutely ridiculous. If you haven't picked up Resi Village and haven't played through it on PSVR2, now is the time, because I've never seen it that low. Hot off the tail of the update yesterday, No Man's Sky is on sale for £16. The update yesterday is absolutely fantastic, and I definitely recommend it at that price. An expansive open world in space with so much to do. Even if you just want to play in creative and explore, it's going to show you some of the nicest sights on PSVR2, and now it's had that visual overhaul, it looks stunning. Arizona Sunshine 2 is also down to 25% off at £24. It has just had a permanent price reduction to £33, as I think it was £45 before that, and I thought that price was a bit steep for the offering that it gives in terms of runtime, but the new price is much fairer and the sale price is an absolute steal for this very high quality zombie title. For all of you waiting for legendary tales to go on sale, now is the time as well. They're either solo or co-op RPG that can give you, well, hundreds of hours of playtime if you're willing to put into it. It's £31 here in the UK, which is crazy good. I know it's quite a high price game usually, and it doesn't go on sale often, so you've been waiting for legendary tales, now is the time to pick it up. Another game that had a load of updates that really impressed me was Crossfire Sierra Squad, and that's down to £18.89, down from £27 here in the UK. It's 30% off. I'd really recommend it if you've got a friend as well. Playing through in co-op mode is so much fun, and it's got a decent campaign to play through as well. Realism mode is very punishing in this game, but it can be really immersive getting into firefights and some of the story missions. Although it's not for everybody with its gameplay loop, I absolutely adore Kayak VR Mirage. It's the perfect VR game to relax in, and it's currently down to £13.29, and for that price, I'd really recommend it. In the base game, you will get 4 maps with different variants, race modes, a bunch of different kayaks, and a lovely soundtrack to go along with it, but you will have to buy the Soka Valley DLC if you would like that extra map. One of the most visually stunning games, Red Matter 2, is down by 40%, £15. It's a really ingenious puzzle adventure with some of the best sights on PSVR2 running unreprojected. You cannot miss this one if you're a fan of sci-fi or puzzles. The bundle for Moss Book 1 and Book 2 is 20% off at £24 as well. I played the original Moss on PSVR, and I actually haven't got around to playing Moss or Moss Book 2 on PSVR2 yet, but I loved Book 1 on PSVR. It was such an adorable game and an ingeniously designed game, and I'm so glad that it's been ported along with its sequel to PSVR2. That's down to £24. If you've been looking to pick up The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, but the £50 price tag was a bit much for you, it's 40% off down to £30 at the moment. These games can give you, honestly, hours and hours and hours of playtime. I think I put about 40 hours into the original game. I've got about 10 in the second one, and I'm nowhere near finishing the second game at this point in time. Both of them show off some of the best of VR. Skydance know what they're doing, and if you want a taste of what's to come with Behemoth later this year, some of the gameplay loops in Saints and Sinners are fairly similar, so give it a go. Another VR game that had a very big glow up is Hellsweeper VR, down to £15. It came out a little while ago and visually it wasn't too great. I waited until the visual patch came in to do a review on it, and I loved it at that point. It's got some high octane locomotion based combat, and you can really get into a flow state with this game in terms of combat. Another amazing game, but for a very different reason, is Demeo, down by 50% to £16.49. It's a perfect game to have a D&D-like night with friends in. I love playing Tabletop Simulator on Steam VR, but those games are community made most of the time and don't have the polish of something like Demeo, which has built-in animations, and overall just feels incredibly polished and smooth. I'd recommend it to anybody who likes tabletop gaming, because getting friends together and having a night at Demeo offers you so much fun and so much content to keep you engaged. The next discount on the list is, psych, not a discount, it's a sponsor. Now, I don't take sponsors very often, but one of the ones that I do is VRRock, because they're the VR lenses that I actually use on my PSVR2. They're a prescription lens company specializing in precisely customized lenses for you if you need prescriptions on your PSVR2. Meaning you don't have to deal with the hassle of glasses, and they come in magnetic or non-magnetic options. I would recommend the non-magnetic if you're a solo user of your headset, as they provide little cutouts so they don't squeeze your nose at all, and you honestly don't notice them. For people who don't need glasses, like myself, you can order the blue light blocking and anti-glare options just to secure your lenses on your PSVR2 and make sure you don't scratch them. It's a lot cheaper to replace a pair of £30 or £50 lenses than it is to replace your entire £500 headset, so it's really a no-brainer. Anyway, thank you to VRRock for being the paid partner of today's video. Let's get back to the list. If you've been waiting for Bulletstorm VR to go on sale after its visual patch as well, we are 30% off, down to £23. Although some of the mechanics are a bit dated because it was a PS3 game, I still had a lot of fun with this, especially since pretty much all the bugs have been fixed, and visually it looks pretty stunning now. It's got some big boss fights, a lot of gore, and a load of combat, so if that sounds like your deal, £23 is the price. The co-op shooter After the Fall is also down to £13. I really would recommend it at this price, to be honest, especially if you've got some friends. You can blast through the levels, it's a load of fun, and for just over a tenner, I can't really fault that price. If you're looking for some mech combat, Big Shots is down to £16 as well at 20% off. This is a fairly new game, I reviewed it not too long ago. It's also got co-op, a load of customization for your mechs, and different roguelike levels for you to battle through. The style of the game didn't really sell me in the flat screen trailers, but once I was in the mech, I really got it and enjoyed the cel-shaded art style and the combat that it offered. If you'd like to cry before your eyes is £7.19. It'll only take you one playthrough to get all you really need out of this game, but it is really heart-wrenching, so I'd give it a go. The deal that everybody's been harassing me about over the last couple of days is Stilt down to £1.59, which is a fucking crazy price. If you like the look of Stilt and want a platformer on PSVR2, especially one that's got such high reviews as this one, yeah, £1.59, crazy price. Operation Serpens also has a similar discount to £1.59. This isn't quite as polished in terms of gameplay, but it is a one-man dev team, I believe. And if you need a shooter to kill some time and have some fun, for £1.59 you can't really go wrong. And finally, CosmoDread is 25% off at £9.74. This is another roguelike and it's more horror based than the other ones on the list. It gets a little old after a couple of hours, but as a solo dev team as well for this one, it's quite impressive the atmosphere it pulls off. I enjoyed some of the weapon mechanics and traipsing very, very carefully around the hallways of the abandoned ship that you find yourself in. So there we have it, the games that are on sale that I'd recommend and at what price at this particular summer sale for PSVR2. Have you picked up any of these games already? Are you looking to now that you've seen the list? Which ones catch your eye? I mean, definitely I recommend any of the AAA games like No Man's Sky, Resi 4, Resi 8. I guess No Man's Sky isn't a AAA game, it just feels like one nowadays, but those games honestly will give you so much content and polish for their price. I cannot go wrong with recommending them to you. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Zeke Merzer, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin007, A License to Chill, Sun WTF, Piosco, Fat Controllers, and Jason Parker. If you'd like to join the Patreon or YouTube membership or the Discord, the latter of which is free, take a look in the links in the description. Thank you all for watching once again, and I hope to see you all in the next video.